Continuation of the 40th verse of Sura At-Tauba. When he appeared to them, they said, "We agreed to recognize that you are the patron of Abu Bakr on the condition that he would worship his Lord at home, but he violated this condition, built a mosque in the courtyard of his house, and began to openly pray and read the Quran. We fear that he will tempt our wives and children. Tell him to stop it. If he agrees to confine himself to worshipping his Lord at home, let him do it. If not, then ask him to refuse your protection, for we do not want to act treacherously towards you, but we cannot agree that Abu Bakr did it all open." Aisha said, Ibn ad-Dajjina came to Abu Bakr and said, "You know under what conditions I have agreed on you, and therefore you must either comply with all the conditions or refuse my protection, for truly, I do not want the Arabs to hear that the treaty for the protection of a person that I have concluded was violated." Abu Bakr said, "Verily, I release you from the obligations of protection, for the protection of the great mighty Allah is enough for me." At that time, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was in Mecca, and he said to the Muslims, "Indeed, I saw in a dream the place where you will move, palm trees grow there, and it is located between two rocky fields. These were two lava fields." After that, some people moved to Medina, and as for those who had left for Ethiopia earlier, most of them returned to Medina. Abu Bakr was also about to go to Medina, but the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said to him, "Do not hurry, for I hope that this will be allowed for me." Abu Bakr said, "Do you really hope for this too? May my father be a ransom for you." He said, "Yes," and Abu Bakr stayed behind to accompany the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, and for 4 months fattened his 2 camels with stalk leaves, which people knocked to the ground with sticks. Aisha said, "Once in the middle of the day, when we were sitting in the house of Abu Bakr, someone said to him, 'Here comes the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him,' covering his face. He doesn't usually come to us at times like this." Abu Bakr said, "May my father and mother be a ransom for him. By Allah, and such an hour could bring him here only an important matter." The Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, approached the house and asked permission to enter. After the Prophet peace and blessings of Allah be upon him entered, he said to Abu Bakr, "Tell everyone who is here to leave." Abu Bakr said, "There is no one here except your family members. May my father be your ransom, O Messenger of Allah." He said, "I got permission to leave." Abu Bakr said, "And I will accompany you? May my father be your ransom, O Messenger of Allah." The Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "Yes." Abu Bakr said, "May my father be your ransom, O Messenger of Allah. Take one of these 2 camels." The Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "I will pay for her." And we quickly packed their things for the journey, putting supplies in a leather bag, and the daughter of Abu Bakr Asma tore off a piece from her belt and tied this leather bag to them, in connection with which they later began to call her the owner of 2 belts. After that, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, with Abu Bakr, took refuge in a cave on Mount Sor, where they remained for 3 days. Together with them, the son of Abu spent the night there. Bakr Abdullah, who was a young man of intelligence and understanding, he left them before dawn, and in the morning was already among the Quraysh, so that they would think that he had spent the night in the city. If he managed to hear anything about the plots of the Quraysh against them, he would remember it to inform them of everything when it gets dark. As for the freedman Abu Bakr Amir Fuhaira, he pastured milking sheep not far from them, driving them to rest to this cave some time after dark, due to which they always had both fresh and hot milk from their sheep. He stole them while it was still dark. Amir Fuhaira did this on each of those 3 days. And before that, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, and Abu Bakr hired an experienced guide from the Banu Abdali clan, who belonged to the Banu Ad-Dil tribe, who was an ally of the family of Al-Aswal as-Sami, and professed the religion of the unbelieving Quraysh. They trusted him and gave him their camels, taking from him a promise to bring them to a cave on Mount Sar in 3 days. He actually brought the camels to them on the morning of the 3rd day, after which they set off along with Amir Fuhaira and this guide, who led them along the seashore. To be continued.